That's like he's got it.
On the other side. Yeah. That's what I was trying to get out of like. Yeah. Oh, then, and that's. Since they have this. Find the voice. They will use it, so when they first thought about it, it's some of the stuff that you're hang on. I don't like markets, these costs. Hard to look at me like that. You guys, I one, and I'm like, okay.
It goes to. I'm doing different things.
Try to find previous ones and they're like, yeah, the outside, so I'm like, Is that way we're not plumbers? Yeah, I'll just do it. Come by. He says he understands everything, he just wanted to send some other. 78. Working on the lead. I'm busy. That's fine. About 2 minutes away
It's just how you're introducing.
from, this, having to go to take a long, for a long time, although we prefer to deal with you. We ran up. I still leave this.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time to come forward and be about work for our neighbors and our community. We thank you for your support and all you do and your guidance and all you do. God, we ask a special request that you help this nation become a nation that realizes we're all Americans. We're all together. We're not different parties. We're not different sides. We pray for all the civil unrest and the sad unrest that's happened the past couple of days. Thank you for all you do today, tomorrow, and in the future. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Leave a couple of things around.
Do we have to make a motion on that?
No, okay.
He said,
Oh, my God.
we're gonna go ahead and get the. You wanna do it, so,
We'll do the rezoning and then the fire department.
yeah. Okay, never mind.
In the bag.
No, we don't have any zoning.
Yes.
You double check.
No, it's not in the very back.
Very back.
Yep.
No, that's,
No, this is different. Looks like what's in the train.
yeah, we have a copy of the actual request. I think there was some changes.
Yeah, it's on. The motion is here, so this is the minutes, right?
So which zoning request, if you read the zoning request, it started as a different type and then the applicant changed it to a different type, so. What are we actually approving?
I can offer some clarification on that,
Yes.
if you'd like. My name is Mark Harper, planner with the planning commission. And the applicant came before us originally with the desire to change from B1 to R1B. The property itself is zoned 2 different ways. A small portion is R1B, which is the area just behind it. The intent from the applicant, correct me if I'm wrong with this, was to construct a single family dwelling. And similar sort of extension of existing structure. It's there's existing zone behind it. When I say behind, I mean sort of north, just off the main street. Due to it being in the center part of the city itself, we had suggested and recommended that it be a B3 zone, which does allow for residences to exist. However, the residential component does allow for single family dwellings. So when the application went for the planning commission, as the staff report. Originally, it was as a B3 district was intent. Once learning of the limitations for dwellings within the B3, he asked it to go back to the R1C, which we did, and that's in the PowerPoint presentation. Sorry, R1B, I beg your pardon. So R1B. So that's in the PowerPoint presentation. So we made a change between from when the staff report was submitted to the actual presentation to the Planning Commission board. So Planning Commission had decided to grant or to approve rezoning to R1B based on argument from the applicant. And in regards to argument, according to state statutes, rezoning either has to be supported by the comprehensive plan, which is what we have followed, being the center of the city and the future land use map. Alternative to that, another condition that could be considered is that the existing zoning classification given to the property is inappropriate and the proposed zoning classification is inappropriate. At the time of the meeting, we provided no recommendation and allowed for the planning commission to make that determination as to which perspective they wanted to pursue. And so they went with the alternative, which is that existing zoning classification given to the property is inappropriate and the proposed zoning classification would be appropriate. So, there. Okay, great.
What was it? So that was a recommendation of the planning and zoning.
The planning commission board approved for a rezoning to R1B.
Unanimous?
It was unanimous.
Commission, let me mention to you that what we're talking about is amending the zoning ordinance. So if the commission wishes to approve the zoning change request, it's actually an amendment to the ordinance. And I do have a proposed by summary, if that's what you all want to do. Now, you've got 90 days from August 14th to make a decision.
I want to vote something, or you?
You by chance have a copy of, I was looking for the quick zoning chart y'all have, but what else can fall into R1B? What's the other things, what's conditional uses in R1B?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
In that change, as it sets out in your own zoning, you have the specific one for each zoning. What else can be in R1B and where the, any type of exceptions that can be in R1B?
I mean, like conditional uses and such, or permitted uses? Well, R1B is going to be sort of the medium or low density area. So the lowest density is from A, B, and C. Then you go to R2 and R3 is the highest density. So it's primary uses for residential. There can be some home occupations. Typically, home occupations are done inside the structure, the camping accessory structure. Not really apparent to most people that there is a home occupation, might be a home office or something like that. Very limited advertising in terms of any signs and such. So within residential districts, they do have some limitations there. It can include daycare centers like type 2, which limits the number of kids. So there are a variety of things that can be done in that district. But usually they're typically low impact to the other residential users within that district.
So no overt retail or anything like that?
No.
And when they looked at that lot size, and I'm going on by a property owner that asked me to ask this question, is it big enough to have a single family dwelling there in that lot?
It's gonna probably require smaller than typical type unit, and it's gonna require variances. The side setbacks, I think for that zone are 20 feet, maybe, 12, 20 feet.
It's 35 feet across the front, 12 from each side and 25 from the rear. Since it has
Well-
frontages on the Mulberry and Main Street, you're looking at 2 front yards, 1 side yard and 1 rear yard. And that is gonna likely pinch in on that ability in that building envelope where that house could be located. So if this was to be approved for a residential construction, we would need to have it be brought before the Stamping Ground Board of Adjustment for review and consideration, or we could pursue a building permit.
Thank you.
And you just mentioned frontage, since it's fronts Main Street, but to get an actual entrance there, they would approach the state, correct?
They would need to work with with the state and given the size and the kind of visibility, I believe that the state is probably gonna hesitate on that and instead, recommend that the access come up Mulberry Street.
Yeah.
The safer entrance
So-
and would be better.
And recommended.
It's unaddressed as Mulberry Street.
Yeah.
Does it require parking, off the road? Is that, like, is it required a parking spot?
I think typically most residents do have some parking available. In terms of the driveway, that's permitted or required item for residents.
For the zone, it's not explicitly stated there's not an explicit off-street requirement. However, where possible, if you can fit it on the property and it's also up for the applicant's discretionary call. We would recommend that it would be off-street parking, so parking
Yes.
on the property and the driveway, gravel area, pull off area, that type of thing. Just to kind of keep the street clear where we can.
But this would all have to go in front of the BOH now.
Yes, it would, for the construction, everything like that, you would be looking at that, that type of thing.
How wide is the lot?
About 35, it's narrows for Main Street, 40, does it got 40, other end.
If you look at the house on the Mulberry, it's probably gonna encroach just like that. We might not try to build it this wide. 'Cause I promised the neighbor I wouldn't set it up in his house, so he's looking out his back window into somebody else's window. And so we'll probably pull it toward Main Street a little bit, have the parking on the Main Street side. 'Cause it's the levelest spot to come off the street hard. And it's just gonna be more or less a little shotgun kind of house, but kind of thing, so. One thing to think about too is if we would have stayed with the B3, we could have put that right on the property line.
Mhm.
And I promised the neighbor I would not build a business on that lot. Cause he doesn't deserve to be on his lot, right next to the lot, so. So that's one of the reasons I didn't want it to be B3, I wanted it to stay R1B.
And there was a house before the tornado, right?
There was a house there before the tornado, yes. And it actually faced Main Street.
On that, you usually see, do you very often see municipalities approved for something with that? Is it R1B requiring 10,000 square foot and this being around 5,200, 6,000? Do you see people go for that?
I don't have enough experience here in this area to speak directly to that. Lisa, who's been here longer than the remainder of us might. Typically, sort of creating a non-conformity, something we try to avoid. We don't really create the parcel itself, but ascribing use to it, which does have limitations in terms of size. It wouldn't be appropriate in our original analysis for that kind of zoning.
But again, non-conformity is current standards. I mean, we did have a house there with a large yard
Yeah.
back in the city.
Yeah, that's why we left it up to the planning commission in terms of, we provided no recommendation so they could discern and discuss between how they viewed that particular parcel.
And you guys know that all the zoning against stamping ground is off kilter anyway. I've pushed it ever since I was on P and Z board. Which they're working on some stuff now to hopefully get us all in line where we should be with everything, so.
The only thing I would add to that is that, again, this is already a split zone parcel. Without any changes, it would still be a split zone parcel, including the back half, which is R1B currently.
Oh,
And so, again, why R1B in this case? That property is already zoned R1B on a portion of it, so it'd be extending that zone further down. There is additionally R1B further to the north.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
and so
very,
when you're selecting a zone, one of the things you want to avoid is something called spot zoning. And so in this situation, because there is already R1B zone parcel itself already has a portion of it R1B. R1B seems like the planning commission believed that was an appropriate zone.
I will speak very briefly to the lot size that you did in Dale. As a pre-existing lot of record, like in Sadieville and Georgetown and everything like that, like the zoning ordinance came in after a lot of those lots were diagrammed out. And so it's understood in these historic pockets of downtowns that additional accommodation is available to them to allow for them to be a little bit closer beyond spots that are smaller than what would typically be allowed. Those real deep lots, but they're real narrow. So these are scaled for kind of newer developments.
Gotcha.
And so, it's not uncommon to see it and kind of using that whole like historic property existing before zoning regulation kind of facilitates. We don't want
And
to.
we actually want to build a house, correct me if I'm wrong, but the new state law that just passed, you can actually put a mobile home on that lot,
It'll take
As
effect
long
in
as-
26. That's the,
as long as it meets, looks like everything else around it, you can put a mobile home on that lot now.
In our current ordinance, you can put a manufactured home, it needs to be a qualified manufactured home in a residentially zoned property. Qualified is more about architectural features, eaves, roof pitch and stuff like that, and the material that surrounds it. So those would be permissible. There are some width requirements. The new language, I think, negates that width requirement.
Yeah.
So when that's take effect, it's a bit more flexible.
That'd be upon adoption by the city though, right?
What's that?
It's a state.
that's
law.
a state law. That's
Okay,
what
but
we
it's
decide.
actually going into effect.
So it would basically make null and void our current ordinance that says no mobile homes in the city limits.
Consult your legal attorney on that.
Yeah,
Good.
look at that one.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
He's listening. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly Trump's, city ordinance.
Yeah.
Yeah, something you probably have to look at later.
Yeah, because
Good thought.
open the door on one, there'd be a million.
Good thought.
A question for planning zoning, just to make sure I told the person right when they called me, they saw in the R1B, I think it said institutions and clubs. Now that means like the Masons or Ruatan, that's not like a club, like a nightclub, correct?
That is correct. And
That's what I told them, but they were like, oh, it's gonna be a club. It says right here. And I'm like, no.
It's kind of like a Lions Club or like a women's club building, that type of space and less of a illicit behavior organization like what you've described.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
But you could build this, sell it, and it could be rezoned or whatever.
I mean, that's with any property can be bought.
Yeah, it does. I have nothing else. We can vote on it if you.
Well,
I take a choice to vote on it.
procedure would simply be to request the first reading of the ordinance. And then at the subsequent meeting, when you have the second reading, vote on it.
Okay,
It's on me.
So
go ahead.
for first reading, this is by summary. Summary of an ordinance related to changing the zone of real property owned by Empire Investments LLC, consisting of approximately 0.14 acres situated at the corner of Main Street and Mulberry, in Stanton Ground, Scott County, Kentucky. This ordinance amends the Georgetown, Scott County zoning ordinance to reflect a change in the zoning classification for that certain property owned by Empire Investments LLC, Kentucky Limited Liability Company, consisting of approximately 0.14 acres situated at the corner of Main Street and Mulberry Street, Stanton Ground, Scott County, Kentucky, 40379, from commercial B1 to residential R1B. Copy of the full ordinance may be obtained at Stanton Ground City Hall, and that is a first reading by summary.
We have told the fire department that they can go first tonight. Get back to training.
Mayor, sure. Thank you all. Thank you all, planning zoning.
Of course,
Thank you.
we'll do our best.
But these are easels from
Yes.
you want to grab these?
No, go ahead.
You guys also have the maps,
I don't know where.
the boards are laying.
Oh, there you Thank you.
Thank you all.
I appreciate the commission's indulgence as well as the public and staff. Monday has been meeting night for Stanton Ground Fire, as long as I've been part of the department, I think many years before that. However, we want to do one thing before we depart, or we all depart for training. But this is a matter of recognition that I think is worthy of your time.
This is Jeremiah Young. He's been on our department for almost 5 years. 5 years and 2 weeks. He started as a volunteer, with us for a year before he got full-time Shelbyville. We Shelbyville for 3 years.
Shelbyville for right at 4, and then
Now he's with Oklahoma Fire.
Ooh, nice.
On Sunday, September 7th, he got dispatched to a structure fire, mutual aid, in Louisville. And he was third arriving.
With our ride company.
Third arriving.
Arch truck, but.
So he was dispatched to search the residence, single family residence, 2-story. Him and his crew went upstairs while fire was being fought. They found 2 victims. He got out, him and his partner got out a victim. The victim ended up surviving.
She was discharged from the hospital 2 days ago.
Then the other half of his crew got out the other victim, and then the people that was on the nozzle had to fight fire, had to get the second victim out. He went back in and helped extinguish the fire while they were getting the second victim out. So I just want to acknowledge him and making an awesome save and extinguishing the fire, and just recognize, that that's the kind of quality people that we have on our department. And I thought that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, it brings some sure, like, obviously those type of call volumes happen more frequently in larger cities like Louisville and Lexington. But that home was a normal 2-story home. That was about 1,500 square foot. It could happen in our own backyard here. So the level of training that I provide and we have and we require here for our firemen, in my opinion, is no less than we have in Louisville. We're all based off IFSAC. That's an American accreditation service for firemen. The standards for volunteer are the exact same for full-time paid people. So whether you're paid at your full-time job or if you're coming down to do it for free, we have the same standards. So everything is the same across the board from volunteer to career. For me being volunteer here in Stamping Ground, small department versus I'm working in Louisville, where we're having 5, 6, 7 trucks on every fire with 99 stations in Jefferson County. So, but yeah, the exact same thing that happened there could happen here. So the same training I've done there, the same stuff we've done here for our guys. We just have a less volume of those fires in a smaller area like Garrison.
I did fill the mission. He's kind of our lead instructor, so he's been doing all our instructing. So I wanted to go first. Thank you for letting us go first so he can get back up there. Because we train on Monday night, so need to get him back up there. We got guys waiting for him. So thank you for letting us go first.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you wanna,
See if you have the word.
Yes.
you wanna go ahead and do that so you can go?
Yes. Of a very different, nature, but, possibly equal importance. Wanted to, inform the commission, as I did the mayor early on, that we are the recipient of the AFG grant from the federal government. This is, the Fire Act grant has been around for probably close to 30 years. And it's much sought after, and it is direct to the department. The things that you ask for, if you're awarded, cannot be spent for anything else. And it can't take the place of any other monies that are already budgeted for the department. However, probably the most interesting thing about it is the significance of the amount, and that is $130,000. Okay. That sounds like a lot. It actually accounts for 6 sets of turnout gear and 11 air packs. We also had requested a thermal imaging camera, which was that portion of it was denied, unfortunately. But we said, yeah, we'll take it. So we're very pleased with that, and that will help us alleviate the problems. That was the second thing. Also, I had several questions about the turnout gear and exactly whether it's in service, out of service. Which you have to say.
Oh, okay.
You said, why would we keep out of date gear? And if we haven't made that point clear enough, we keep out of date gear for twofold purpose. One, to help brand new trainees get acquainted with the gear and how to put it on and so on. Doesn't always fit them right or totally properly like we eventually want to equip them with, but it can be used for training. Also, many of the things that we do in terms of search and rescue and working on vehicle extrication and so on is very injurious to the health of most normal clothing. And so, and that does include turnout gear to some degree. And rather than tear that up, many times we will equip our mannequins or the person that's serving as a victim, a live victim that's, we put them in old gear. So there is a reason to keep that around, right? That's hopefully to explain this someday.
But this will put you to where you have everything is useful. Everything will be,
That, I mean, they
Yeah.
have 22 seconds, a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, one, but they tend to go out of service helmets. So
it's awesome.
Yeah, it would have been inadequate with the numbers that we had prior to, the departure of our radios, but what we have right now, and we'll,
can you buy radios with this?
that's right, that part is specific. Greg was gonna be here tonight.
He's here in spirit.
Can you offer some details?
Sure. So, the way the AFG works is it's a very detailed application. It's 20 or 30 pages long. You get information from the city on, past 3 years budgets, past 3 years of run reports. All that gets submitted. There's a technical part that you shove it into a computer and algorithm decides whether or not you get to even proceed to the next step. If you make it to the next step, then there's actual people that review the application and then score. So it's hugely competitive. Departments pay volunteer across the country. You can actually go on FEMA's website and see all the departments that have been awarded money by year. And yeah, we put our application in December 20th of last year and just found out Wednesday we got the letter of the award. So it's very specific. You list exactly what you're asking for, and then you write the argument for why you need it. And so when that award comes out, it's for the specific gear that you're asking for. So you have to then go and get quotes again from suppliers, provide those to FEMA, show the purchase orders, and then the money gets sent for those items. So it'd be great to be able to repurpose it for other stuff. That's just not, you don't easily lose it.
We're gonna use it all.
Yeah.
So next is a truck, right?
Also want to recognize, we're recognizing people, Greg Anderson, he's been invaluable writing grants for us. He's gotten us the Budweiser grant, that's not for beer. It's for water, it's for water. He's gotten us thermal imaging grant, he's gotten us, wildland grant, and now he's got us this $130,000 AFG grant, so he's done a phenomenal job of writing grants for us.
Please don't stop.
I started the same time as Young did. I just haven't pulled anybody out of the building yet.
Did you mention the Anheuser-Busch?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Dale,
The water came in.
Yeah, when you see anybody outside the fire department looking like they're drinking.
But yeah, Anheuser cans,
Not.
it's water. It's water, I promise.
you've been around here a long time. To the government, I have too, 20 years. Joey's been around. Y'all ever remember one that big?
That's the largest.
I think it's the largest one
Yeah.
I've ever heard of. Fuck, Mark Johnson. Congratulations.
That's good. That way, even large municipalities, it's a
That's a huge.
large chunk. It's gonna be large municipalities.
That's awesome.
Thank you,
It was our fourth time around applying, and I don't know, it just came together this time for us.
I got tired of seeing your name.
That's right. And for what it's worth, I also, through Chief Hendricks, I volunteered to be a reviewer. There's two big FEMA grants. There's this AFG grant, another one called SAFER, and I volunteered to be a reviewer for the SAFER grants. And I mean, when I knew it was competitive before, but reviewing all the grants over that course of that week, it's unbelievable that, you know, the amount of departments and the size of the departments that are asking for money and, that are, so it's competitive. It's very special that we have it.
I greatly appreciate it.
Just maybe ask that you all follow up with the news and get that in the news.
And get your check in favor.
Absolutely.
I think we'll develop some type of press release.
There you go.
Yeah, that's great.
Y'all met Jack?
I'm Jack, reporter. Nice to meet you, sir. Thank you, John. Congrats on the grant.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Police department?
Well, Garrett, you got it.
I got my Homeland Security grant, haven't gotten it checked in.
For the ammunition.
Just a couple things. I've got a couple phone calls the last couple of weeks about the speeders. On Seabury, commented on everybody, all the traffic slowing down. He was very appreciative of that. Main Street, I got some complaints about speeding, trucks pulling trailers and things of that nature. Week before last, I wrote a couple citations. This past week, I wrote one citation, one courtesy note, so we'll get them slowed down eventually. About all we can do on that. Parking complaints have subsided since people have been advised where they can and can't park, and I think that's pretty well taken care of itself. I'm looking at an Axon Fleet 3 in-car camera system. Put it in the top of it, just since I'm the only officer right now. It'll increase transparency, it'll increase officer safety, it'll help benefit in court preparation for anything that comes down the road. It's the 5-year contract, similar to the MDT lease. I'm looking at grants for that, but this late in the year, you're probably not gonna have much luck. I'll continue looking for those. It's $283.90 a month. On a 5-year contract, you're looking at $17,000, but it's a forward-facing 180-degree field of view. It also includes an automated license plate reader system that's hooked up just like our flock cameras. I get all the alerts if I pass a car or VC. It'll alert me of that. It also has a second camera that mounts facing rear, covers the entire prisoner compartment from the knees up. It's infrared, so it does low light and no light situations. So if it's completely dark in the back, I'll still be able to see the prisoner from the knees. Like I said, the cost is $283.90 a month. The system stores, it integrates with our body camera. So if you turn the lights on, if we turn the emergency equipment on, our body camera comes on. So if you turn the emergency equipment on that, camera's activated front and rear. It goes, I think, back as far as 2 minutes prior to the activation. So if I saw something and initiated my emergency equipment, it would go back and see what I saw that made me initiate the body, the emergency equipment. So, also, if we should hire another officer within the next 5 years during that contract, we can get a second system for the truck at the same cost. It won't be, even the cost has gone up over the course of that time between the two. We can still pick another one up for the same cost as the first one. I feel like, that would be a benefit to me. It would be a benefit to, like I said, for court preparation, for just transparency in general with today's times. I mean, everybody's filing open records requests for this and that. If you've got extra footage of what you did, it's beneficial.
It's a great tool for transparency.
Chief,
Yes, sir.
first of all, I didn't see the resolution, but you pulled over the Marine Ford over the day. Good, because he's one of the ones that gets up to 80 miles an hour and he turns on the Seabury. So thank you for pulling him over. 2 questions on this. Have you talked to KLC? Does this give us any type of benefit in our certifications or reduction in maybe some of our rates we have with the prisoner? Because with that prison department, that's a big liability thing that might give us some type of reduction, maybe.
I can call tomorrow.
And the other one, downloading it, does it go in the cloud or do you have to take that?
It goes straight into the same system at the sheriff's office with our body cameras. And there's no additional charge per, gigabyte of storage or whatever. They don't charge anymore for that footage as they do for the,
So it's stored in your body camera when you take it up there to download, or you take it up there or do you do it remotely?
it downloads remotely down here in the office. When I walk in, Wi-Fi kicks in, it downloads automatically, but it all goes and stored in the server with the sheriff's office.
Okay.
But this will go to the same location.
And if you don't mind, just check, make sure they're not going to, because when we did the budget, it showed, we were a percentage of all the 100 cameras they have, just see if it would cause an increase or if it just.
This will be a totally separate thing from the cameras that we purchased or that we give to the sheriff's office. But the storage, they've assured me that there's no additional fees for the storage at all.
Awesome.
Two questions. Something that you can install or we have to have installed, or is that?
That's included with the purchase, and they will come down and install that.
One of my concerns is, you know, we talk about hiring somebody in the next 5 years. And that's roughly $3,000 extra a year that we put towards somebody's salary. And, you know, I sit here and think this as your safety. I think it's a no-brainer. But I'm also scared that we were so much over budget last year in the police department that it was bad. And if it wasn't a 5-year contract, you know, that's something to commit to. That's, you know, if it was a 2-year contract, it'd be a lot better. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they offer other things. I'm just looking for other alternatives.
Well, in the budget that I presented before, it had Don's salary.
Right.
And, you know, as I've said before, we don't have the salary, the budget to hire someone that's not retired. We try to hire someone that's retired. Based on those calculations, I could hire somebody and pay them $4 an hour more than I started out at and still be in the budget.
Yeah.
Even purchasing the campuses.
What do you think? You just commissioner.
I mean, I like all, I think that a lot of people fear, you know, camera and they get a little scared off from it, but I think that it gives so much transparency from the law enforcement side of it, which is also gonna give transparency to the city side of it, that a lot of places can't afford them. We have one officer. I think that it's a great.
I know that this board is the EMS is talking about it because they've had what 2 sleep ambulances get totaled out. And does this do recognition, like talk to you like when you fall asleep? If it senses you falling asleep, because I know that was something that the program that they were talking about, like if it senses you looking at your phone, it says eyes up, or it sees you falling asleep, this will talk to you.
A little bit of difference between
Right.
firefighters and EMS workers.
Right.
Police officers, they're on 24 and on the city.
I'm just saying, I know it's been brought up in their area.
Mayor and Commissioner, may I point out, we're at a special meeting, and this wasn't specifically identified on the agenda. So I think any action, any you might want to take probably needs to wait until.
So the next meeting.
It's good to have the reports and the information.
So you have to put that actually as a talking point.
Well, for a
Something we have to take a motion on.
special, yeah, at a regular meeting, no.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it kind of falls under the department.
It does, but it's not specifically identified on there.
So that's
I'm
kind of.
concerned that somebody would later object, say, oh, did this at a special meeting?
Well, but we have the information now, so we can bring it back next meeting.
And give us time to look and see how great it is, but I think, agree with the mayor, I think, don't get down here by yourself.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, we're gonna do that. Just that, we don't care about that. Oh, shoot. And then the group, the third.
Well,
I have any of that in my. Yeah. Is it something to put in, is it the two meeting? Is it the leading edge?
yeah.
Leading edge and VFRs.
Let's just go ahead and do the minutes first before we get into that. We have 1 minute.
1 minute.
One
You know, 1
minutes.
minute.
Make the motion to approve.
I'll second. No, motion. I second it. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, approve estimates. Bill, you wanna speak to any of this?
What?
Let's try to figure out where to start here.
This is an additional thing. Is this basically being tacked on?
So just to be clear, you're looking at two separate estimates.
Okay.
I called them about the roof and, they are, this estimate for the roof is still in the original plan. And he gave me a quote for the gutters, to repair the gutters as well. And there is, he hasn't officially filed the claim, but it's open. So that we have the choice to repair the gutters. I feel like the roof, it's on the same claim, it's on the old claim. Feel like that's kind of a gimme. That should, they're hoping that repair to,
So they're saying the gutters is causing the leak?
Yeah.
Oh,
the gutters was something totally separate. He did a separate quote for that while the adjuster was staying.
okay.
The roof was the roof vent. So the quote is basically to replace the ridge vent across the top of the roof where it meets together.
And Pop said that he thought that was an adequate quote for doing that.
I believe so. Yeah, he seems to be on it. And the insurance company said that if that doesn't repair, then we need to look at things like screws and maybe it's maintenance cost.
Well,
So essentially, if it's still leaking, it's on us.
and that's not them trying to push off, because one thing a lot of people don't realize with metal roofs is you have to change the gaskets on them. They don't last 30 years like a shingle does. You got a roof down, you got that screw in a gasket, you can't just let it sit there forever.
That till the other day.
I didn't either until we looked at costs.
I was trying to get somebody shoot, well, you know, you gotta change them every 5 years.
Yeah, well, that might last for.
When the tornado,
I didn't know that.
when a tornado got our roof, we got an answer from that, and they're like, oh yeah, but don't forget, you got to figure in the next 5, 10 years, you're gonna replace all those gaskets and everything like that, so I get that.
I got two roofs.
Do you want one on top of the other? He said, you're right. One thing I just wanna kind of, just so we all have in our mind, this is to still use the same people that were supposed to fix it the first time, right? I know it's a different estimate, but it's the same company, right? So I would just ask if we do approve this and go through that, we have a little bit better communication, because I know the fire department reached out to them, I reached out to them, and they both kept saying, well, it's the other person's job to do it. And make sure this gets done this time, in a timely manner.
This deductible, does it come out of the fire budget?
City building, city, right? City insurance.
Yeah, I don't think that building. Part of fire department.
City property, man.
I was just asking, wait a minute. I got you all. Well, it's kind of maintenance, they have a maintenance area in the budget, right, for buildings.
Not like that, they have a maintenance for like their vehicles and stuff.
Let's see, probably too.
And I believe the big question on the gutters being a completely separate subject would be whether or not we want to pay it and repair it, or if we want to file the claim and pay the deductible.
And that was the $1,500 estimate.
Yes. And I never did hear, either one of the chiefs kind of voice their specific opinion, and I didn't hear whether or not they made a decision on that,
What?
or their
Commission
thoughts,
decision.
rather.
Line that gas grill,
What did you
line gas grill.
get?
That must have, I think it must have, maybe the gutters fell.
I said, it's personal property, you know.
Yeah, we wouldn't be replacing personal property. At least we shouldn't be.
You're small pocket.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, that kind of, that'd be kind of fraudulent for city insurance, they were first part of it. I mean,
I think it's probably.
What do you even list that?
it's probably the one in the back porch that had that for a while. It's not in the other one, is it? The big one?
Oh, it says charcoal.
It was my. I mean,
So on, if we did the Michelle Logan, we're just talking about, we would pay the deductible and turn it into a claim.
So the gutters, if we file a claim, we pay the deductible. The roof is on the old claim, so there's not a deductible for roof.
I guess the question is, do we want to pay the deductible or do we want to just fix the gutters?
And roof fix, I'm kind of off through.
The roof is on the old,
I already have to check to repair the roof. So basically, all they need to do is get that phone call to get that done.
so the
it
gutters,
actually shows you what things they're doing on the back. I don't believe.
the gutters would be a new plan.
So it looks like one of the two.
And the roof would be, is that still marked in the marshal strength?
I would think it is.
That you get them. I like definitely getting the roof fixed and paying out of pocket for the gutter, because even though they might say, oh, it's not gonna affect your policy, things eventually add up. Especially if we want to ever look for a different insurance policy, they're gonna be like, what claims have you had with your current insurer in the past, 4 or 5 years? And,
Well, we can do this, we'll put it out the bid, see if it's cheaper.
well, wasn't the estimate down here for the two sides cheaper than that?
Well, it's bigger, wasn't it?
Yeah, it would be about
This
double,
one
you're
is
right.
a little under $1,000.
You're right, it'd be double at least, maybe more.
I don't know, that's, I think, it turns out, we wanna pay 500 or 1,500 or more. They're saying that they can do it for $1,500. That's what they're quoting, which is probably about right.
Then there's also something said about probably better to have the same company doing both same time while they're in there. If there's something else they run into and they have to turn it over to the insurance.
Say just going up, my gutter getting replaced, it was higher price. And that's just very reasonable.
And also, if we go with the deductible route and it costs more, well, I guess we still have to have a contract.
Oh, if we paid ourselves? Yeah.
Well, no, the insurance, they're just giving us money, that's their quote, so then we would still have to hire a.
Oh, see, I didn't know that because I know,
Right.
that previous companies did the walkthrough with you.
Well, I mean, like when I claim something on my house, they say, well, they send out, somebody evaluates it before, it's $30,000, but it's on you to find somebody to do it for $30,000. So they're only gonna pay $1,500 regardless, unless we do a cost analysis that didn't cost more than what you said it was. I don't know, I don't know.
We go back and look at like the last 5 years of bills that I paid to PE, the insurance company. And it went from 9,000 to 10,000 and back to 9,000, and even with the roof claim in there, it didn't jump until this year.
It's not allowed to, that's fine. But insurance is going up regardless.
Yeah.
Any suggestions?
I'm pretty sure this is just a quote, and this company is saying that somebody can put gutters of $1,500 in this building, and we will still have to hire somebody to do it. And we'll still have to pay $500.
I mean, I guess it'd be right, what, 1,300 to take off that roof?
I would,
I would question why the girls off.
well, they may have put it there like that, and it may not be, it may be the fire departments.
No, city never bought them a grill.
We don't, I mean, I'm saying I haven't been on here. full term for the last 20
Take
years.
that back, you know, check me about it, girl.
All I'm saying is they have made, put it on here. And it really was theirs,
Yeah.
but that's how they listed it on here. I don't know the answers. I haven't talked to them. And you're more than welcome to reach out to them. But
So I would say, this is insurance, this is their boat insurance. And which one do you say if we go through insurance, is this cost and the other one is for?
So 18.
they're both quotes.
Yeah, but it's one through insurance.
One is, they're both through insurance saying that the damages that they have evaluated will cost this much to repair. You still have to hire somebody to do the work. And
I have not officially filed the claim for the roof. He started the process so that I could get a quote. I'm sorry, I said roof, didn't I? Now I'm getting my words mixed up.
Yeah.
On the gutters. He went ahead and started the process to give me a quote for the gutters. That claim has not been filed, so it is up to you guys whether or not we pay the deductible or repair it ourselves. The $1,800, we already have the check to fix the roof, and it's, the deductible's already been paid on it.
Basically, roof is already proven, just needs to get done, right?
Yeah, we just need to, we just need to about the gutters.
I mean, I think it's senseless to, since they're talking about replacing soffit, I wish they'd rotted soffit, I mean, it's senseless to do the rest of it, and not fix the bigger issues. I mean,
well, in that package, it shows that the interior, there's damage to the interior structure. And I don't know if there's a gutter that runs across the front of it.
no, it's just off the
So
angles.
is this a recommendation or is it that damage done to the gutter? I personally would.
I would say it probably is, everybody else is here.
And I wish Kenny was here, because when we took that, the decent piece off the side, he had said keep that because the gutters were bad at the fire station. So
Okay.
he knew about it in some aspect.
See, that's the other thing, what use that gutter that's out here. I mean, I don't think we should necessarily, but
Do new, yeah. If it put new up, it would come with a warranty and affected life.
I say we go with $500 route. The thing about it is this is taxpayer money. We pay insurance for a reason. In order to have insurance, now the bad side is they may cancel us, they may whatever, but at the end of the day,
Is that a motion?
yeah.
yeah,
I second.
yeah.
All those in favor?
Public works,
We're done.
The roof was, I think we said the roof should stay with Marshall because they did it, right?
Yeah.
Previously, yeah. I doubt any other company would come in and say,
Well, they're gonna be the ones that count.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what scares me about them. And if it continues to keep leaking, I mean, we may have to go against that company for improper installation. And the gutters, we motioned to do the 500, but are we gonna have to motion to put out an RFP or what to do the gutters?
I mean, if you put an RFP out, since they walked through with them the other day to do all the assessments, you might get another company's gonna say, we can't do it for 1,600. Marshall might be doing cheaper because they're doing another project.
I didn't know this was Marshall's World. I didn't know that. I thought this was just some company,
But yeah, that's just the insurance quote.
with the insurance quote.
No, they walked through with the adjusters the other day because they called
For the roof?
for everything, yeah.
I wouldn't have.
Fire department didn't call me, but the people doing the walkthrough there.
The motion was to repair the gutters, right?
Motion for the gutters. Well, the motion was the $500.
Yeah, pay the,
But I don't know about who, we didn't motion to who, is what I was asking.
I mean, if you do it that way, I guess if you're gonna put an RFP, maybe you ought to make a motion to approve up to $1,800 in case somebody comes in more and you want to go with them.
I mean, I don't know why we would approve it then on the quote. Whatever, you know, we would be in agreement, it wouldn't be unnecessary. Somebody quotes $20,000, you don't have to take it. It's not up to. But what I'm saying, if you'd rather, as, you know, we all have a loader. You know, if you'd rather have one person do it all and they're all responsible all together for the roof, I don't care. I'm just saying we need to, she asked, motion on who,
So that was $500 you're saying?
pay the deductible.
I
Okay,
thought on the motion, on the same person that's doing the roof.
For the roof.
But I thought that's what I thought they were.
I thought they were doing
Yeah,
it.
the other's exhausted.
yeah, that's,
Well, let them do it then. That's where the motion stands. So,
Marshall's doing the gutters as well.
you better have a business license.
Public Works.
I will speak on this. Somebody, thank you to the Fox family for donating the flag. Me and John, got it put up last, what was it, last Thursday? Looks good, appreciate it. Don't know really what happened to the other flag. It's, that all I have on that.
We have it locked now.
It needs to be looked at,
That's something that.
but he needs to address the law,
the key not still working?
any key.
Oh.
Is there anything that we can put on it until that's addressed?
I mean, listen, if we lock it on a road, somebody's gonna cut the road, then we're gonna change the road.
Tuesday, they will.
JD will. Yeah.
If somebody wants it bad enough,
I just know that a lot of times your crimes are crimes of,
it should be a crime that should be happening.
right, but I mean, you
That's
know,
all.
you leave your car alone, it makes it easier to get into it. That's all.
I don't know, I'm up to suggestion. Maybe we can bolt it on, I don't know. That's all I have for public. Oh, and we took the signs down. Everybody see that?
Yeah, it looks.
So we got those are sitting back here. Kind of falls in the book paper or something.
Did put them in that with
They're back
my,
here, yeah, they're back here behind you.
all my, their signs are sitting there.
Streets?
I have my one banner in there, she said she is going to send it out to have the rest,
Bad boy up.
the rest of them made. I'm not quite tall enough, you can't,
So this one, is this like this, the size?
yeah. So that's how big it is, that's what it'll look like.
It's nice.
I'm not, hopefully that'll be in the next couple of weeks completed and I can have them put up. The rest of my street signs are done, so this week I will go get them so that I can get those completed. I talked to Darren today, and I'm supposed to speak with him next week as far as setting up a time and a date to get everything put up. I'm still waiting on, the guy that, from Great Crossings that is working on
Wiley.
Wiley, working on the posts or whatever the lights.
He's doing it.
Yeah, he's gonna do it.
Can you give us a rate?
Not yet. He said he was gonna look into the, like, he had the plating, I think, and he had to order the pipe, so. I'm gonna reach out to him this week and see if there's an update, but. Other than that, thank you.
Very nice quality.
Yeah.
It looked like the last double stitch thicker material.
Good stuff.
Hope it's up.
Oh.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. The Commonwealth Drive, I did reach out to them and Michelle sent that final thing that was signed. The document to, and I received from the state to move forward with it.
Nice.
So I'm gonna start working with them to get that taken care of. Awesome.
Is that something we have to do?
From what I have gathered, there was already somebody that had quoted it, Hinkle, Hilton and Hinkle or something, Hamilton and Hinkle. And he was supposed to come back out, but I couldn't call him back until
Gotcha.
I got to go.
Good deal.
What's the plan with that?
Oh, we're gonna, what was it?
Take out they approved it to take that actual culvert out, replace the whole road back up about, I think it was 30 feet. To take all that's ate up down there and get to flow again.
Then get the new culvert in.
Bill had done that walk through last year.
Will that close the street any at all?
Probably.
That may not still be able to go up in there.
I'd say it closed when they took the culvert out.
Probably you probably take about a half a day, prior day.
But they'll be able to put the metal plates down. So
Right.
I mean, it's something that I can discuss with them, just to make sure I have an answer.
To the properties if they're.
Not unless your customers be complaining on Facebook every time they hit that pothole with rain, I don't know what's there.
It might be a good time to get it done. though.
So I reached out to the Mexican restaurant, it has been a hot topic. There are two businesses here in Stamping Ground, Nisha, which is the grocery store. And the Mexican restaurant, they're both waiting on, electrical inspections. They were supposed to come last week, they did not come to neither one of the areas.
They were showing active last.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably gonna be this week too, because fall break, but, they're all waiting on there, so it's progression. He said he'd like to have a soft opening, and I will get back to you, because you'll all probably be invited. Tacos. But, other than that, we've got the parking lot on there. I've been working really hard on it. Came back and forth. Something that I need to bring up. I don't know if it's on the agenda necessarily.
Try it.
It is, I tell you what, I will save it for the parking lot RFP, because
There you go.
it falls underneath there.
There you go.
There you go.
But things are looking good. I mean, like, John said, I think us removing these two signs was the biggest help for the parking here lately. I did talk to the Misfits, and everybody seems like they're still excited about the parking lot, so just to let you know, we are still moving forward with it. That's all I have currently. I am looking to start back doing advertisements for businesses. We kind of hit a lull, early on in the beginning of when we started renewing business licenses. We didn't have a lot, and we kept getting a lot of the same ones, and I just said I need to postpone it so people start paying. We're gonna start those back up. Whatever it is, I might just go down the list this time. Whoever's paid, right down the list, 1 through 10. That way there's, no have to use an app or nothing. It's just, you're gonna get your turn eventually. So that's something that we are looking at. But other than that, guys, it's about all I have.
From your role as minister, when they increased the electrical inspector, was that just for Toyota work? When they said they could do an extra weekend?
Wait.
Yeah, it was for Toyota.
Just to. Be nice to get two businesses going down here.
That's all.
For finance and admin, we have a CD maturing on October 11th.
It's playing that $146.
First, we need to sell
So, did we motion to go with Peoples? Did we do that last time?
I don't,
We didn't motion, we said we'd bring them in to talk to us.
So this is a good time to, but it's not on here, so I can do.
I think you all need to decide, and we have another meeting on October 9th.
Right,
So
so we'll just do it there.
Thursday, where do you want to move this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we need to just make this whole conversation for the night?
Do keep in mind, we do still have one at Community Trust.
It goes for a year.
Yeah, it's locked into.
I was just thinking like you might not want them in.
Is this something that we might want to look at investing versus putting in a CD for
Yeah.
return rate?
And it's like I pointed out during the budget, KLC, they have a 10% return on their investments through their investment portfolios. Which 10% would be a lot more, it's $146 for getting that through.
Yeah, I mean, it's $146 for 7 months. That's on $45,000.
I like that.
If it was,
You all use KLC or Keiko for anything like that, their investment stuff?
Michelle does, I think she does treasury bonds.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah, I remember.
I think we should definitely look into other options.
Yeah.
Maybe not put all of our eggs in one basket.
You wanna come back to this?
Yeah, I think, are we like to put things on the agenda for the next agenda, go ahead and point them?
Yeah, and again, our next meeting's a regular meeting.
Right.
You're not, your hands aren't tied. I think what you want to do, what you guys are talking about, is at least cash and see.
Yeah.
Savings, while you decide how to invest.
Right.
That'd be something for the savings.
Savings, yeah. Well, it'd be great if we're gonna, I think we need to motion, at the next meeting, we need to make a motion to either go with another bank of choice or continue with this one, whatever we decide. And if we continue with what we're at, then we'll roll it. If not, we'll move it. But it needs to be, addressed at the next meeting.
Well, and just think this falls into, just something, thinking about the process of CD. We probably need to try and not do, remember we started the budget, we had accounts in
Yeah.
Central
Well,
Bank,
that's-
West Banco,
Kind of what we
Really
were
Trust.
talking about. I don't know if you were here for that last meeting. Ken had brought forth Peoples.
Yeah, well, we already met with
And,
people. They
yeah, he
came
said
back
that-
in May.
It seemed like it was too good to be true, but if that's the case, it sounded great.
I'll be quiet for the job in similar.
So next meeting on the CD and,
Yeah.
and, the banking choice.
Second reading of the ordinance for the SPV.
This is a summary of an ordinance relating to street legal special purpose vehicles. This ordinance is authorized by KRS 186.077 and KRS 186.078 and permits the use of street legal special purpose vehicles on all publicly maintained highways within the jurisdictional limits of the city of Scranton County with certain exceptions. Incorporates the definition set forth in KRS 186.077 and the definition of highway set forth in KRS 186.010. Contains certain prohibitions, requires operators of street legal special purpose vehicles comply with the requirements of KRS 186.077 and all other applicable provisions of Kentucky revised statutes, and provides that street legal special purpose vehicles may only be operated on a highway by individuals possessing a valid operator's license. The ordinance provides that it will be effective upon passage and publication. And that is the second reading.
Can I ask a question? Were you sure that it mentioned about having to be licensed? Is that, you said it's a summary?
Yes.
So as before I mentioned, they also have to have insurance. I know it's in the law itself and we're referring to go back and look law, but some people need things really spelled out to say, you still have to have insurance as well.
Well, I mean, in order to be street legal, would you have to?
Good, but I think some people here think, oh, I just have a driver's license, I can get my 4x4 and run down the street. They don't realize it's gotta be insured for street use too.
It's not a true statement, but
It's the law, read
you
it.
put an orange cone on, or orange flag on the back of the thing, you can drive it anywhere. License or no license, farm use.
And that's the problem, because
That's what the fiscal court,
and why are we passing this if we can just subvert it by doing that?
I'm just letting you know,
My opinion was, it might as well have some control, it's no control,
that's what I'm,
because not everybody's gonna be, just because you put an orange triangle on the back, don't make you're at a farm.
You can still pull them over, right?
But if it's on there,
And also, it's like, it's always been that way with like farm tags.
Yeah.
Farm vehicles,
Stuff you-
but you're not supposed to just like drive it and drive it here, that doesn't give you the right to do that, that's going from one place to another.
Transport
Actually
equipment.
working, working farm.
ag related issues.
And they've always
Yeah.
used that.
you can go right up to Georgetown, middle of Georgetown.
The ordinance itself does not specifically state, that they must be insured, but it does say
Refers back to state statute.
KRS 180.
I do like Rob's opinion. I went to this meeting, it was recorded, and I even stood up as my own personal self not representing the city. And then, you know, we allow golf courses in this town already. And I stood up there and said that, and what does that mean? You know, we're already making waves around that. There are some things we need to fix with that we found out here recently with ordinances, but we can't go nowhere faster than 35 miles an hour. Anyway, the city limits, I think there's one spot that goes, as you go out city limits, it goes to 45, but regardless. I have no skin in this game. I don't own one. I have no future going in it. And I don't know how many people will, so it's not gonna be a huge number of people. I think they said that at the time they only had 6 registered UTVs or SPVs. So I say we just vote on it, however you feel. Unless anybody else has any more questions.
Little like, they're already out there doing it.
Want to take a vote?
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Unless anybody else wants to comment.
I would say you probably, if you do pass it, maybe get in touch with the county clerk to let her know that you passed it.
I'm sure.
When somebody does come in and say, this is just for the city limits of Stackenville,
Right.
it doesn't go all over the county.
I say come on down, drive with 2.9 miles, drive it all you want.
But I applaud you guys who stepping up and trying to be the leader and doing something. I really do, so,
I mean, it hasn't passed yet, but
yeah, but
When you said or do we recoup anything, do we get anything on that? They have to pay a special tax?
we get a percentage of,
it's very small.
I know it'd be itty bitty, but.
Yeah, it's very small.
it's more like you get,
But you have to have them inspected.
Yeah.
Which the sheriff's office, which is great, because this is a plug for our new sheriff's office. Our new sheriff's office, you can go up there and get your tag
Yeah.
and get inspected at the same
That's
time.
how
Everybody-
perfect.
All in one spot, so
One stop spot.
that's right. So that's a great thing.
Alright. Make a motion to accept the second reading.
Second.
Is that,
Yeah, I mean, that's, need a motion in a second.
all right, well, our motion, Dale second, all those in favor? Alright.
and, next, meeting, can we go ahead and put a topic of the, just so it's public, that will you all please look into the golf cart ordinance relating insurance on a yearly required basis and tag? Joe,
Yeah.
I think we gotta change,
Annual renewal.
I think we gotta change the verbiage to match our AEP, ordinances. So that they're both, identical, because right now, the way that it reads, you pay it once, get it inspected for $10, and
Good.
you're good. You don't ever have to prove insurance again.
Well, that would be if police pull them over, because my insurance won't write me a year.
Yeah, but
I mean,
tag
that's
wise,
6 months, it's most they'll write me.
right. Tag wise, you only get one tag.
But tag comes from the clerk, right?
Or, for golf course.
No. Oh, golf cart, yes, sorry, I got lost, I thought that's because.
Yeah, ours. So you understand that it's for the golf course.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
All right, next up, we have Civic Plus. Does anybody have anything or is that all?
That's mostly, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have
questions.
I mean, the only question I have is how do we pay for it? And I stated at the last meeting, do you know how much we budgeted for it? Do you have it
For a website,
for a website, or I think we even had some for IT, right?
offhand, I think it's just around 12 times or $50 a month, but I can look, give me 1 second to find
The
it.
thing about it is on this setup, it's like $4,900 one-time fee.
Oh,
One time.
but it wasn't bad after that.
No, it was, I think it dropped to half, maybe a little less.
Like 2 or 3,000 a year.
Yeah, what bad.
Yeah, but I don't know that included, that's why I was talking about the payments at the last one, because I don't know that included that, which is why.
It's like $4 million.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're already doing your payments and stuff because the way the Civic Plus was, like it already told you that it has to be a specific payment. Like it can't even be an all over the place, so what's the point in paying for that?
It could be a set payment of
Yeah, like if
$25.
it was your business licenses where it's specifically $50, but whenever we already have what we pay for, like why add in that extra couple grand a year to pay for it?
I will say that I know Megan, Ken and myself all attended the virtual meeting. And,
$720.
Oh.
That's what your budget.
and that's what I brought up last time, was like, how did we pay for this?
Yeah.
Because we did not budget for this.
Mhm.
I know our website is. I'm not gonna talk bad about another company, because it could be lack of us.
I think it's probably 70% lack of us.
Yes, and I'm not reflecting anything, it's probably more of us, but,
Well, how do we go about doing something about that? Like, can any one of us call?
I
I mean,
think,
because I'm
I
not
think
opposed to calling
We
somebody.
appointed
he
Ken.
can, yeah, and he can't, he's having, the language that is, the website is written in, he said it's just outdated. And
You know, ask him how he feels maybe next meeting, but I'm willing to get back into it again. I mean, Crystal Guy sent me an email the other day about a new thing they have on a new widget we could put on there, but
I think we really need, I wish they'd come in and talk to us. Maybe they have something else.
I can get her to come.
You know what I mean? Maybe they,
She came last time, 3 meetings before we voted on it.
I was gonna say, if not for nothing, at least give it updated.
See, yeah.
I don't know, if, I'm on board if we figure out how to pay for it.
Right now, at 720, we must be paying like $60 a month, and that's 2 hours of work time.
And are we even utilize that? I don't know.
No, we're not. That's
Yeah.
why when everybody says, oh, it's horrible, I'm like, well, we're not using it. Kind of like getting a gym membership because you want to lose weight January 1, you never use it again.
I'd say, so we'll put that on the next meeting.
All right, Billy Cook-Off?
Yeah.
I was just gonna see if I could get business licenses waived for over on my side as well, in case if I can't get it, but. That's only reason I'm bringing it up.
Business licenses, like what?
But she can get it in vendors. I would think that's perfectly.
Upload days is already done that way, right?
Mhm.
I see no problem with it then. Do we, where y'all's is on school property? Do we have to get a waiver if they're gonna utilize the square? I mean, that's my only concern. The thing that I look at is, we have KLC, somebody walking up and down the road where KLC has that insurance coverage, anybody that's on public property. I don't know if we necessarily need a waiver.
Well,
But what scares me, like, that's like the public, what scares me is if they're working there, like a vendor.
Vendors don't park for it.
Well, what I'm saying is if she has somebody come and sets up pizza or, I don't know what, beer, I don't know, whatever she does.
Now, beer, you're not talking about alcohol, are you?
Well,
That'd be a whole
alcohol,
different thing. Have we talked to KLC to see if they'll cover the liability of having alcohol in a city event?
I don't know. I'm just telling you,
I mean, I don't know if it's insurance.
we have already.
They won't cover for inflatables, bounce houses. You think they'll cover us if we have a city event with alcohol?
They have a license, alcohol license there.
Well, we can't wait that. That is, I think we may not have.
But I mean, I would think if, other towns have,
If they have, it's called EDMs or E something, it's the entertainment districts, and they have already approved through an ordinance that you can have it.
Here's my thing, this is neither north nor here and here. Whoever our ABC officer and you and whatever work out, that's fine.
I was gonna say, I mean, I've talked to our ABC officer, we've talked to the state ABC officer and given ordinances and licenses and whatnot. If Country Boy were to come here, they have the licenses that they need.
Does the ordinance say anything about alcohol on city property?
No, sir.
Does not?
It don't say anything about insurance, so I don't know, that would be.
Well, but that's a question for the insurance company.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a clue about that part of it.
But to be
But the only
different,
way that works, just so we know moving forward, the only way that it works is it has to be a brewery
Mhm.
and they have to only sell their product. They can't sell anything else.
And,
Otherwise,
and a special
there's a whole
color,
bunch of hoops and folks have.
it's a special colored cup too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It has to be in their marked cup and
But
it's restricted.
Yeah. I'm,
But I don't know about the insurance stuff.
this is, that, wait, a minute, it's not even on topic, it's,
Yeah, okay, but
I will motion to waive business license at the chili cook-off event,
yeah, second that, yeah.
if you have anybody.
That's it.
Or DJ, that goes for DJs and everybody.
Well, I mean, it seems like a lot of people that we've reached out to are busy. There's got some that are saying that they'll get back.
Bad thing is, in the fall.
Well, and it's fall break and.
Next week.
I'll tell you. All right.
That goes for DJs too and everything.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, if you all know anybody that is like available short notice, like it seems like a lot of the things I was looking into are backing out. Or that they're already busy, they had something going on.
All right, all those in favor of waiving the fees?
Second.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill.
Do you need to worry? What?
Cooking chili Saturday.
Oh, no, I've got plenty of people that want to participate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's just more or less like I was gonna try to draw more people in, just have some more going on if I could, but it seems like a lot of those people are like busy.
So, question, since we're talking about that, if it does go that way, we're gonna have a police presence there that night, right?
I think he's actually, I talked to John, he's gonna have
I'm gonna
backup.
be there and I've got, the sheriff of the sure me, you could have 2 meetings there as well.
And if it,
From Lincoln City.
So,
and also, I'm gonna make sure that there's barriers set up and printouts on paper stating that no alcohol. That's the.
I'm gonna leave it up to our ABC officer.
Well, and I see, that's fine, but he knows about EDCs. When you start talking about having limited areas, that's an EDC. We don't have one of those.
This is between Megan, if we can
I'm
have.
sure he won't skirt over that. I mean,
We're good. I mean, as far as I know, everything's speculative. I got asked the questions, I answered the questions. But if they step out of there,
yeah. Well, they're gonna,
I'm gonna hook them up.
the thing about stepping out there, that's not an EDC. So read up to EDCs. I mean, there's nothing saying they can consume in public like that to start with, whether they got a license or not. I mean,
just want if it's in the ordinance to consume alcohol in public, can't say.
I know, and
I question that.
yeah, and since this caught me off guard, I thought at one time the Commission Forest passed no drinking in the parks.
I think you're right, man. I think you're right. I may be done, but I do remember discussing that.
Because they talked about putting on some board.
Do you know where in your ordinances is?
That's right.
Huh?
Do you know where in your ordinance it is written?
I don't even know if it's ever sent to our ordinance people to publish it.
It may not made it, but I do remember discussing it.
Maybe we need to have an entertainment district.
Well, I gotta say, I think it's a city commission to determine whether it wants to allow alcohol consumption on city property.
That'd be step one if you wanted to do it, but.
And then we need to look into it.
Yeah.
Investigate insurance, see what our ordinance say. And Megan, for you, when is this event?
On Saturday.
So here's the thing though,
Saturday?
that's fine and dandy, but there's nothing in the ordinance that states that we can't already, so you are right.
I don't think it's.
Standing laws.
I don't think it's.
I mean, you would have to prove it wrong or right, or, you know, what I'm saying, before we even have grounds, if he's saying it's legal, as long, I don't know what your ED.
First of all, you gotta come to the city commission and ask permission to take alcohol on city property.
This special temporary license, a special temporary license may be issued.
Let's stop for a minute, all right?
It's on
It's
city
in-
property, community sponsored event.
True.
We can't approve it, and I don't think you can do it without the city commission's approval. Do you want to just let anybody decide that they can go out and start selling alcohol on city property? No,
But
it needs to be approved by the city commission. You can't do that.
it also has to be disproved too, though, if,
No. There's nothing that allows someone to consume alcohol on the city property.
Well, a rule has to be wrote
It's
that says
affirmative
that,
action
right?
by the city to prevent
A
that.
rule has to be stated or said to prevent that,
I
right?
don't think you want to make that decision in 2 or 3 days' time. It's just,
I'm just asking, that rule has to be put out for it, before it is a law, right?
we need to look into it. Maybe establish an entertainment district.
Right.
But I just think we've got to.
Yeah, I'm 100% behind you. That's my concern. There's nothing out there.
And I'll say this too, I'm 100% behind this too, because we had 2 wineries and we talked to Country Boy about coming to Buffalo Days a couple years ago, and that's when the commission was sitting in. The mayor called my church. I about got kicked out of my church because I was down here promoting alcohol in Buffalo Days. And so I want this answer because we've had wineries say, we will come because they have the same thing as the brewers. They can come in, they can set up and do their own wine. And they would actually pay us a little bit more. They would actually sponsor Buffalo Days a little bit.
You can't do
So
it.
I want this answer.
You can't do it at Buffalo Days because it's school
We can do
property.
it
right?
on county property.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. So you have to park it over.
Parking. That's good. But, so yeah, I want this answer, but I also don't want to risk liability.
Yeah, I-
said, you know, 100%.
That's the idea for the entertainment district. I think that's a pretty cool,
That's a
idea.
perfect area. It's
yeah,
squared in, there's a fence on one side.
but we need to check on insurance.
Not doing it on city property.
Yes, right. Okay, all right, well, moving along.
So the business,
I think,
your vendors,
great, wait, yes. Parking lot update.
All right. So let's start this off first. I made a typo. I put the 23rd. We said in open meetings to go to the end of the month. It's not anything.
Oh,
The reason I state this openly is because we had an open meeting, but I made it come down that last Thursday. We actually said, I think you and Ken said go to them. And I just totally forgot from mine. So the RFP is still open. We now have, 5 people that have bid.
nice.
I want you all to, you know, since it's not closed, we're not gonna review them yet. But that's just where we're at right now. I think we have one more coming in, so we'll have about 6 total.
Any of those have the weird, that's one's not good after 30 days, junk on it?
Not that I'm aware of. There's one in here that is the most professional thing I've ever seen yet in my life. And then, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3 right now. I know another one that's coming in. A lot of time, I will just throw this out here, what was the guy's name that dug up the building? Excavating. Darren. He said this was already a parking lot once before. And he said he backfilled it with gravel. And so there may not be as much
Oh,
excavation.
actually tore down the water company
Right.
again.
That needs to be done. So that if there's a bid in here that reflects that. There's also a bid in here that they put out for concrete. Thing about it is we didn't say concrete, but he turned it in, we said, you know, whatever, we can all look at it when it comes time. But that is going well. We're gonna go within the month and I'm gonna repost it tonight with the new, I didn't do it because I wanted to make sure that y'all, I know you weren't here. You weren't, you were here.
Yeah, I'll leave this up to the.
Yeah, you were, but we had to go to the end of the month. I just wanted to make that clarification openly that I put on there. So if we still have a couple more days. Secondly, I don't know if y'all heard, but we had approved Mr. Bill Day to do the survey up to $1,000 on the other parking lot back here. He has passed away. So we have to address someone new or money or whatever we need to, because that was, we had approved Joel to do. He died last week.
Said it's 1,000.
It was 1,000. I don't know if that was,
Now they should get that.
I don't think they did it. So I'm just gonna,
That's unfortunate. You think 15 will get it?
I don't have a clue. I don't necessarily think that we need to put, I mean, it makes things quicker if we put a $1,500 on there and I can say, all right, go ahead.
That's what my thought is, you can find somebody to get it done.
But there's also not that many people that do it out there, you know.
So it worked. There was a guy working with Joe, I've used it, he did a lot of cross street.
He worked,
For, I can't think, like I said, his name's Zach,
okay.
I can't think of his name, yeah, him and Joe were good friends.
Well,
I'm kidding.
maybe we'll reach out to him.
I'll get his number for
Thank
you,
you.
so.
I had, it's kind of bad because I talked to him that Thursday after the meeting, that Tuesday, and, he said he was going to Alabama with his son. And I said, well, don't worry about this. When you get back, I'll call you on Tuesday, because he said he's coming back Monday. And I called him 3 times Tuesday. I felt horrible. I didn't know, but, so
What if we did up to like 2,000?
That's what I was thinking, just
Yeah.
wanna make
I mean-
it, find somebody.
it's fine. I have to address it that we had Joel's proof.
You hold on to that till your next meeting, I'll get this guy.
Yeah, that's fine.
That way you don't talk to him, maybe I'll get him down. He's a real nice guy, he's a hard worker.
So we'll put that on the next.
He's still on that pretty old.
I will tell you all, the RFPs for the parking lot. Some of them are really high. Some of them are reasonable. That's what you get. And that's to be expected.
You know, I said it in the budget meeting,
Do you want to look over them?
not right now, but you said you can. When we talk about the budget meeting, if it's my home, I'm gonna go for the lowest guy in that pile. But if it's for the city and you want it to last, you know, I'm not really worried
That's what
about
scares
price.
me about the concrete. Wait till you see it.
But it'll last. You're talking about 40, 50.
But we didn't say concrete. That's, and I took the bid.
But it's RFP, we're not locked into what it says. It says you can
Yeah,
modify or change. It says you can just reject every single one of them. I think it's in there.
there you go.
And then you could accept the concrete.
Yeah. So it's something to take in consideration. I will post tonight that we are going to the end of the month like we originally stated. That was my bad.
We have a sales site offer. Not if anybody else has seen that or anything else.
I read through it and I looked at the county, is there any way we can hold on this, just because we're still, the other issues with the things, who knows where that's gonna end up?
I think we should probably reach out and just get some information from them, because they didn't really say much.
So, mind if I do that? What's your
No,
favorite?
not a bit.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Offer, it's fishing.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
yeah,
Okay.
all right, I'll reach out to them, get information for them.
Moving on, do you guys have the MOU printed
Yes.
out? So, after talking to the fire department and our volunteer fire department and county fire department, we have, collectively, as long as everybody here is on board with that, we're just gonna let county fire do the inspections. Chief Hendricks thinks that it would be a whole lot for somebody down here to take that on, keep up with it. So this is the county's budget.
Wonderful.
He would like involvement.
I just had a couple of questions, from the fire department. Section 1 under 3, where it talks about include but not limited to. I know this would incorporate, but should we specifically say our fireworks prevention and fireworks enforcement? Because we have a very long statute. It's outdated. But we have some businesses down there that get fireworks and I don't see for long somebody shows up with the fireworks tent down. Or is that just covered under the included but not limited to?
I don't know. You don't know.
I don't have it either. I have it on my phone, but.
And that's. You grab the state page, so it's fair.
Yeah.
A lot there, but that's.
Fireworks.
And I was at the fires, especially fire alarm, we expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be included in the,
But not limited to.
but not limited
Okay.
to part of it.
And then the only other question, when you talk to them, could you just encourage when they do the fire prevention down here that they still incorporate our volunteers into it to be a
Yes, and
part?
they were very agreeable. They didn't want to, they have actually reached out a couple of times. They didn't want to step on any toes. So,
And this is no cost.
yeah, this is not.
No, it's excellent, because once you get the electrical inspection and your guys get that thing, they're gonna need that sign off too, so.
I think they already got the fire.
So if we could get,
Okay.
can we get a vote on it? Or we need a vote on it?
I'll make a motion to vote on the MOU, fire marshal and inspection for the MOU with the county. And what we're doing.
All those in favor?
Yes, sir.
Does anybody have anything else?
We can't.
No, we can't. Can I get a motion?
All right, so we need to submit something else.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, you can.
Halloween contest, Buffalo Spirits, $100 per house, decorating
Awesome.
contest. We'll get somebody to judge that, maybe a mayor or something like that.
Thanks, I will spend $1,000 on it. Are we excluded?
Did we get anything?
We're not sponsoring, you can decorate. We're not sponsoring.
Down the street.
And then thanks for getting all the street lights fixed.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Appreciate it.
Hey, just one note, we publicly already put the Facebook page, but City of Stamping Ground had 16 lights out throughout the whole city, the city limits.
Did they replace them with a newer version?
So Terry, and myself and Channing, we went around, wrote down every, post, every flag, tag. Terry went in and reported it, they're all new LED lights. It did look bad that the one in front of my house was done first, and I had no choice in that. But, it just helped keep kids safe.
It does look good.
Keep kids safe. Get it lit up.
So think about this, that's 15 out of the 79 lights we had. That's 20% reduction of steam LED, or should be roughly.
Yeah, also, we need to put on an agenda for the next one, talk about consolidation of AU
Yes.
building. There is, about 7 meters in the area that have no electric charge to it.
Like, except for the meter.
Yeah. Are they on Main Street poles? Cause we could run our Christmas lights again. Is this somebody that came down here to receive or something? For $1,800?
Wow.
I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah. Yeah, we adjourned. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we voted on it. No,
I'll motion to adjourn.
I seconded it.
All in favor?
Just-